Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be sharing a couple of things with you, a couple of my ideas that I'm planning on doing for this upcoming fall and winter season. I am excited that it's coming up, but at the same time, I don't want to rush anything. Somebody had sent me a message on my Instagram and she asked, when was I going to be rolling out my fall decor, and that she had already noticed other people already rolling it out. And, it was something that I've already been thinking about. However, I've also just been really battling with not wanting to rush time because, like I mentioned in my last video, everything is just moving at warp speed, it feels like. So I really just want to take every day for what it is. I really just want to enjoy things. So I'm just going to move a couple of things around in here, and I'm going to share that with you today. So to be like my little bit of an intro into what I'm going to be doing for the fall season, because let's leave winter where it is. But what I'm going to be doing for the fall season, I'm going to play around with the placement of the furniture in here. And then I'm also going to reveal one of the colors to you that I am strongly considering bringing into the space. It's going to be a minimum of 2 new colors, minimum of 2. So it may be a third and a fourth, but definitely 2. One of them, I'm going to share that with you today. Piggybacking off of the video that I shared on my last video, I was talking about how decorating our homes, how much it influences us, and how it affects us emotionally, mentally, physically, all of those things, right? So it's the little things, it's the little details that a lot of times we just don't recognize, but they're doing the work behind the scenes, within us. There are 3 things that I want to point out today in regards to what I'm going to be doing today. When you shift the layout in your room, when you change up your furniture, change up some of your, things, simple things like your throw pillows, your flowers. And I know a lot of you have probably heard this already, but when you change that up, especially the layout of the room, there are 3 things that you do that you probably just haven't thought about. The first one is it definitely helps rejuvenate the mind. It rejuvenates the spirit. It just gives you a freshness and a newness type of feel. And I think that's good for the soul. It's almost like the mister called me on Friday. It was close to quitting time at the end of the workday. And he called me and he said, pack a bag, because when I get home, we're going to get on the road and we're going somewhere for the weekend. And so it's been a long time since we've just done that. And so when I got off work, I ran, packed my bag. Listen, I was packed in 1 hour. Okay. That lets me know that's how much I was needing it and looking forward to it. Just wanted some newness, And so packed in 1 hour, and he got home. We zipped off and went and spent the weekend at the beach. And so it was super nice. But I said all that to say, sometimes you just need to feel a newness right in your own space. And doing something as simple as changing up a few things with the furniture layout can definitely help with that. And you don't have to do a lot of changing up. You can change, like just switch out a chair and a love seat, or bring in an ottoman piece, or switch something up with the coffee table, bring in a lamp, take out a lamp. Not a whole lot that you have to do. But if you choose to do a full, switch up, that's even better. So 1, gives a feeling of freshness, newness that I think we all could benefit from. 2, it definitely is a great way to preserve some of your pieces. I have some home decor pieces like pillow covers and things like that I love. They're my favorite. And when I pull them out, I'm like, oh, where have you been? I miss them so much. So it always feels really good to bring a color back in, especially some of my favorite colors and favorite textures. That, and then the third thing it does, it offers up a moment to get some additional cleaning in. So we're not in here as much. So I don't come in here to clean as much as I would the other area that we spend the bulk of our time in, because we've got TV in there and it's right off the kitchen. And yeah, you know how that can go. So yeah, every time I get ready to switch up my look for a season, I have to do the cleaning and then switch it up. And then in between, I do, of course, general cleanups. But as far as like a deep cleaning, that doesn't happen. What I'm going to do today, I'm going to play around with the placement of my furniture for my fall and winter season. I'll just share with you what goes through my head when I'm thinking about the furniture arrangement. I really like the room to just feel very cozy, especially in here with the high ceilings. That to me means you position the furniture where it's not as open as this. For spring and summer, I opened this up, put these off to the side, and I made it where you could just walk right through. And I love that. So I want to close things off a little bit more than what they have been. And that means for me, I am going to move these chairs. These are they're kind of heavy to be honest with you, but I'm going to move these and try out the look. All right, so even with this particular setting, I definitely feel like there's a whole lot of space between the coffee table here and these two chairs. I feel like I definitely want to bring the chairs up a little bit closer. And I might bring the coffee table over just a smidge more. And then after it's all said and done, then I'll end up moving probably a little bit more and probably trying to get a good vacuum in, get all my table surfaces cleaned off. This, of course, now with these, I definitely like to have enough space because, you know, we lacks the swivel in the chairs. So I pull it over a little bit. And like I said, so this closes off this area here from the other space. And I don't know if I like it yet. I wasn't so sure just how much I was feeling it. So I had them a little bit more separated, but I pushed them together. I think that works a little bit better. When I had them a little bit more apart, I wasn't necessarily feeling what it was feeling like. So I pushed them together a little bit, brought them a little bit closer to the table, and definitely made them like this little unit. So it definitely takes away that 360-degree function and makes it more of a single function, which is just sitting here relaxing and using it for conversation or just relaxing. So yeah, I'm gonna let it sit like this for a little bit. From this angle, I'm feeling it a little bit, but the other angle, not as much. I think maybe once I put my accessories here, it'll be okay. So with it like this, I can still get around here, but it's just a little bit tighter. All right, so I think for right now, we're gonna do it like this. And I almost want another set of ottomans, but I don't need to buy not another ottoman simply to fill a space. I'm going to do one or two things. I'm going to either pull these chairs up, or I'm going to bring in a separate set of ottomans. And I don't know if that's going to work, but I'm willing to give it a try. As I think what's going to have to happen here is I'm going to have to pull all of this up just a little bit. I'm going to have to make this table and these ottomans here really line up with this. And then with the console here, pull these two chairs in a little bit closer and then bring this love seat up a little bit closer. Let's see what that does. Oh, so we're gonna switch these out. All right, so bought these in. These were in another room, so I don't know if I want to leave them here because I don't want to take up too much floor space, but I feel like this can be its own little combo here. These three things, the long rectangle coffee table and then the two square ottomans here. So let's do that. And then we'll bring this up just a little bit so it won't be too far off. And sometimes you just got to play around with it, you know. So there, that's good. I think that's good for walking in between and being able to, yeah, sit. And then if you want to pull either of these closer and prop your feet up, you could do that. Okay, this is starting to take shape here. So I'm feeling it a little bit. Okay, so I know this is going to be a combo, at least for right now. Okay. And then these two will be here. All right. So right now, that's what we are. Oh, where are you going, young lady? We are going to put her in another room for now. Let her peek around the corner here. Okay. So for right now, this is where we are with this. So we've gotten a lot cozier and more intimate for the fall and the winter, which is what I want so much. And especially if I decide to bring winter trees in here and flank this opening like I did last year. I have already made space to do that. Okay. All right, so with a few little tweaks, we've already made the space feel a lot cozier. If this is something that you don't often do, I'm telling you, it'll make you feel so good just to get a little bit of, just something different. So the look doesn't start to feel stale. You just feel rejuvenated. So this is starting to excite me about getting ready for fall. But I'm not going to fully roll it out yet. So let me show you now what my first color is that I'm going to be using for the fall season. I'll go ahead and introduce that to you. All right, you guys, let me show you really quick what the latest color is that I'm going to be introducing into the space. You have seen this color in here before, but I'm bringing it back. Well, not in this room. You've seen it in another room, but this is what we are going with. Look how pretty that is. It's a crushed velvet and it's a gold, and I think it's going to be great for fall. I typically like to mix this with a little bit of brown, but I think I may possibly go with another color, but there. I think that's what we're going to do, possibly. Because I have all these other colors in here, the soft pinks, the whites, you probably can't really see the vision, but I think I can see the vision. And I think we're going with this, and not a guarantee, but this is a strong possibility for fall. I'm going to lay the other one here, and sometimes that helps. I toss them around on whatever surface that I'm going to be adding them to, and just kind of eyeball it and see, how that does. I'm going to put it on these chairs here, where you can look at it on the back of that. But this color is going actually in there. And then I may get flowers for this table, or placemats or plates or something that's going to coordinate with the pillow covers here. but I think I'm gonna really like the color. I really do. All right, so I have, like I said, this is a minimum of, well, this is one color, but it's definitely gonna be a minimum of two that I add, but I may do a third and a fourth. So that's the skeleton of what I'm gonna be doing for this upcoming fall season. It already feels a little bit different in here, definitely feels a lot cozier. I decided to bring these chairs and put them in front of the opening here, but there's still some space there where I can still come around this way or come around that way. And I bought everything more so toward the center of the room and flanked these two chairs and the love seat along the sides of the console there and the bench here. So the bench is going to stay, not going to move that. But the one thing that I did do, and I do this ever so often, which is the coffee table. I sometimes make that a combo with these ottomans that I have here because they are pretty big size ottomans, which are actually great to be put in front of accent chairs. They're also good to be put in front of the love seat, but they also work as a combination with the coffee table because it is a long rectangular coffee table. So I just add them, and it's a combination of three items, one long, two square, and I just like the feel of all of that. So that is where we are right now. I still have to solidify my next color that I'm going to be adding to the room in here. And I'm definitely going to be doing something different with the coffee table. And we're going to bring some throw blankets in, but I won't get too heavy with the throw blankets until the winter time comes. Again, just to reiterate, the three things that I think this will do, and I think it definitely helps out when it comes to your emotional, mental, physical well-being that you just don't think about all the time, is number one, it preserves some of your pieces so you don't have them out, you're not sitting on them all year long. You put them up for half the year more than likely, or at least a quarter of the year. Then you bring them back out and they're fresh again. Number two, it gives the opportunity for you to do a deep clean some areas that you don't typically clean all the time because you don't spend a lot of time in them. And number three, I think it just gives you some newness. It refreshes the psyche and just rejuvenates you. So I like to change things up. This is where we are with this. I think the next time that I share this space, I will probably have the full fall look up. I may or may not, but I think that's what I'm aiming for. So maybe mid-August, I'll have the full fall look up in here. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, if you enjoy this content, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and then if you know somebody who would be interested in this content, feel free to share it with them so they may find me here in the community. Bye now.